Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will going to continue our button animation and tutorial series on the new button as the Hypnotic Glowy button. In this video we will going to create an animatory button which have the different types of animation like interacting with the surrounding and different type of hover animation and other clicking effects and color lightsaber like animation. So if you guys doesn't watch my previous video of before glowy button, you can check out the eye button right on the left, right and top side. So let's go to our code part of it. So for it we have defined taken the basic boilerplate as with the title as document, and then we have defined its style, and we have go to our basic button part. So for that we have taken the first div with the class as button wrapper, which will going to wrap all of its content, and then we have go to our button hypnotic part, glowy button with class as hypnotic glowy button. Then we have given it in a span text as the enter the void, and then we have go to our given it in a 3 copy blocks as it will going to give it in a chalice like structure to this. And then we have given how in the CSV format how this glowy structure will going to look. So for that we have taken the filter with the ID as glue, then where Gaussian blur in surface graphic and stereo deviation 10 and results equal to blur, and then we have given it then a FE color matrix in blur and mod as matrix, and with this value as 1 5 times 0, then 1 5 times 0, and 1 5 times 0, and 20 and 10, which if you go to my previous video of glowy button you can see I have used this again for creating a very good effect. So then we have the next part of it as the style CSS. So let's go to there, as we have got the background as in the radiant grid, add the circle at center as black is 0% and little more black is with the 100% text, and then we have given it an height as the 100 vh, margin as 0, display x flex, justify content as center, align item as center, then font as Albetron, sans serif, and overflow hidden, and we have defined our main variables of foggy animation that will going to appear around the button with a 00 pixel xy coordinates, and its position we have defined as the relative. Then for the bodies before part we have taken its content as empty, then position as absolute, top as minus 50% and left as minus 50%, and width and height by 200%. Then we have given it in a circular format, which will going to give it in a very type of animation, like it is very alive or like an bug mug like situation. In the we have given the grayish format, gray color with the 0%, and 80% will be transparent. Then radian with the circle as RBG with a 10%, and then the transparent as the 80%, and animation as the fog. We have defined here the fog move, which will going to move it in the linear format, and for the 60 seconds in the infinite format, which will going to give it in a lively form. And we have taken it the translate variable as the fog x and fog y variable that we have defined before, that we will going to adjust with the JavaScript. Okay, then we have defined the z index as 0, filter blur as 50 pixel, contrast 120%, and pointer event as none. Then we have taken it's the main animation as it transform at the 0 degree and 1.1, and it will going to change rotate by the 360 degree after that. And then we have taken it's the main button paper part. It has taken the URL as glue, then the position as absolute relative, then the set index as in 1, and we have go to our its after effect. Its content will be empty, position as absolute, then width and height as 300 pixel, top as 50%, left as 50%, transform translate minus 50%, minus 50%, background as radian grid, then as a circle with the cyanix color, and in the transparent 70% and background. And then we have defined it as a circular format for the border radius as 50% and filter blur 80 pixel and z index and pointer event as none. Then we have go to our main button part, which will going to do our part as it has the position as relative, then padding as 22 pixel and 60 pixel, font size as 3.3 rem, letter spacing as 4 pixel, color as white, and background as little grayish, and then border as solid RBG gray color. Okay, and border radius will be given as the 25 pixel, and cursor pointer and overflow hidden to avoiding any overflowing of the substance like internal materials of it contents. Then the z index as 2 and backdrop filter as blur 14 pixel and saturate by 180%. And then we have go to our giving it an box shadow with the as a 20 pixel and color as little dark cyan and 60 pixel with the little purplish, which will going to give it a very good look at the end of in the demonstration part. And then it translation all as 0.35 seconds and is format, and then we have given it an hover animation to the only button. Okay, its box shadow will increase go to the 30 pixel with the as 0 as siren, and then the pink color by 100 pixel. And then we have given its the span as position as relative, z index as 4, font weight as 900, font size as 1.5 rem, color as white, and background as linear grid 90 degree, siren and pink format as going to separate it out, and then background size as 200% by auto, and we have taken it's the browser type stuff like text in the transparent format, and then we have taken it's the animation for the flicker. We're going to flick by 2 seconds, infinite, alternate, and sign text in the 5 seconds, and linear and infinite. Sign index will going to work like an animation that we have used to see in the Star Wars movies, like how lightsabers used to activate it, and flicker like you are blinking, like lively that button is blinking to you, which will going to give the user in visiting your website a very responsive feedback at 005 pixel siren, then 0010 pixel siren color, and again 0015 pixel, then pinkish color. Then you can see how its background position goes to the increase by 200 at the center. And then we have given it then a flicker event, as it will go as by the 0, 19, 21, 23, 25, 54, 56, and 100. Its opacity will as the 1, and text shadow as 0, 0, 5 pixel siren, and 0, 0, 10 pixel, and pink, and then 0, 0, 20, and siren color, cyan color. Okay, then 20, 22, and 55% time its shadow will goes to none, and opacity will also get to 0.4 time. Okay, then we have go to main Bloop animation part, which is the main jealous format giving of this. Okay, so for that we have given its position as absolute, border radius as 50%, and background as Indian grids in the circle, and pink and cyan mixing with each other, and blur by 40 pixel, and opacity as 0.5, then mix split mode in the screen format, and then we have given it a swell animation from the 6-second infinite and floated 5-second ease and out infinite format. Okay, then we have given it the childs as this. It will be 100 pixel, and second child is the 100 height and width, and then the top is the 40%, and the left is 20%, and will come in the 0.6 second delay. And then it third one will come in the width and height with 140 pixel, the top is it 60%, and left is 70%, with the at after of its 0.16 seconds. Okay, then for the last child as it will going to came in the with the width and height as the 120 pixel, and top and left as 50%, and translate by -50 and -50%. Okay, then these are the animation that we have defined. Like for the SCV part, we have defined the its position as absolute and width and height as 0, which is okay. And animation, it has been goes as a translate -50% and 0 degree, and for the 100, 360. Similarly at the float, it will go as 0, 100, or the 0 and 100%, translate as -50%, and then the translate y at the -12, and similarly for 50% as -50%, and translate as 12% pixel, and then media next part as this for the main responsiveness. So let's go to our part to see how we have created that button in the more light savory effect and ignition effect and normal interactive format from the JavaScript. Okay, so we will going to go to our plasma flow cursor. It will going to render it in a event listener with the mouse moving as if the const blue going to add it, and for each its index it will going to speed by 0.03 plus index into 0.01, and it will be positioned as the event client x, event client y for the y and x coordinate, and it will going to animate for the left and top as this, like it will going to take the x as the left and y for the top, and then its duration will go to as the 3 seconds into speed and fill in the formats and ease of format. Okay, and then we have defined it as the foggy format, how it's going to work. Similarly, like it will going to work in the mouse moving event listening, it will trigger the const form body, and then it will going to take the x and y in that form calculation as the e client and y client, and x for the x part it will going to divide by the inner width minus half, or for the y it will by height, and at last 30 multiplication, and it will going to style it in as fog x and y. So guys, if you guys have maintained to this, now let's go to our next part, which is the demonstration, and let's me run it up. Okay, so guys, after few minutes of it, it has finally run it. Like you can see how its animation is working. Like in the videos it can be laggy, so be patient about it. Like it has been showing right now in animation as this. When I have over to it, it has given it this animation, and it is like giving it in a light to an text with the bluish light, like lightsabers used to get in the Star Wars movies. And it is also blinking, and then like right here we can check out how it is working, like with this way, and so much different type of stuff we can do it. Okay, so that's it for today guys. If you guys enjoy this video and make it to end, you can watch my other videos like regarding these tutorial and my data science related. So bye bye, tata, see you.